The question, we go now to question 12. In an incomplete but delivered negotiable instrument, could a pay in certain amount more than the agreed value? Okay. I have discussed this before, that the ideal negotiation is that the promissory note or the bill of exchange is completely issued, meaning every details, the date of issuance, the location of issuance, the name of the name of the bearer, the name of the payee, the amount, and the mode of payment is complete. And at the same time, this document is signed and delivered. That's the ideal, meaning perfect siya. So when we're talking about ideal, meaning the issuer, the maker, the drawer is liable to pay the amount as in the tenor of the promissory note. Okay. When we come to an incomplete meaning the details is not complete but delivered. When we're talking incomplete and delivered, there is a need for signature. As I've said, the signature of the issuer, the maker, or the drawer. Otherwise, we could not tie them up to pay the liability of the promissory note or the bill of exchange. Okay. Important, there is signature and there is a delivery. Let's see. Could a pay in certain amount more than an agreed value? Well, if we're talking as a general rule, general no, but let's say an issuer is only liable up to the amount we agreed before upon delivery. When let's say if the issuer or the maker agree, okay, you just fill this up to 5,000 because I'm in a hurry. I've already signed it, so only up to 5,000. What happened if payee had put 10,000 there? The issuer is not liable for the additional 5,000. Who is liable? If the payee had negotiated that the instrument or the bill of exchange further to the next subsequent party, then whoever had inserted an amount more than the agreed value, he is liable to pay that amount. Says here, how about if the blank signature was provided by the payee? Can it be considered still a negotiable instrument? Of course, this is forgery. Already signing, the payee signing the signature of the issuer is not valid. That's one of the real defense. It's a forgery. Okay. When is there a material alteration? This includes alteration of check number. So we have discussed already that material alteration includes the date, the amount, the payee, the mode of payment, and if the parties if there's an additional parties inserted, then that's a material alteration. It does not include the check number. What happened? Some of your answers that there is a material alteration and the alteration was authorized by the issuer, the maker, or the drawer. There's no such thing as authorized alteration, because in material alteration, there is no consent from the issuer or the maker. As I have said, any alteration, any insertion more than the agreed value, the one who makes the alteration and the one who makes is liable to the additional or the top-up amount more than the agreed value. So if the original amount is 5,000 and the altered it to 10,000, then the issuer or the maker or the drawer is only liable to the 5,000. The 5,000, whoever had made an alteration, is the one liable if ever he had negotiated it subsequently to other party. If he did not, then the issuer is maker only liable up to the amount. Okay. So, who is the holder for value? We have already said that the holder for value is someone who had any given consideration exchange for the promissory note. Can a maker liable holder for value when the negotiation was not delivered? When we're talking about holder for value, and holder for value had higher right to enforce payment, because this holder for value had given money in exchange for this negotiable instrument. Can the maker is liable to the holder for value? Of course, he's liable because he had issued the amount. But what if happened if he had not delivered that? Then of course, the one who had issued, the one who had come in possession with the bill of exchange and had negotiated to the holder for value is the one that had the primarily liable. Remember that. Okay. When we're talking about holder for value, let's say for example, the issuer or a maker issued a check. He had completed the check. But the check remains at the desk of the issuer or the maker. B had acquired possession of that check either as through theft. He was able to acquire possession of that, either napulot, ninakaw, pinagkatiwala o meaning it was just entrusted just to hold the check, but not to negotiate and not to encash the check. So that is the word undelivered. It's not delivered. It was just he acquired the possession. So at the time, so the check was not delivered to the payee, but somebody had come in possession with the check. So, and this check later on comes into the position of the holder for value. Whoever who exchanged the check to the holder for value is the one liable. But still, it have to be proven otherwise. Okay? Can a negotiable instrument validly negotiated further when there was a restricted endorsement? No. There is no more. It becomes just a simple contract. Say, drawer issue a check to the payee, but the drawer make it a cross check, putting 2 lines at the side of the check, making it's only for deposit. Because, let's say for example, the issuer had bought supplies, and the supplies should be delivered 2 weeks after. So that's why they put some for deposit only, because syempre the issuer would make sure that this supplies would be delivered and on the quality and the quantity that we had agreed upon. And if ever these supplies or the intended products did not arrive as of what they have agreed upon, then he can run after to the payee. So that's why they put restricted endorsement. So it cannot be endorsed to another party, to the third party, who is an accommodation party. An accommodation party just lend his name to sign for the credit. Can he be liable to subsequent parties? Of course, subsequent parties, because he signed the check and lending his signature to the check, making him is liable. How about to prior parties? Prior parties, if the prior parties knows that he's just an accommodation party, then they are not liable to prior parties. Only to the subsequent parties. What are the rights of a holder in due course? The rights of a holder in due course is to be paid to the amount, because the holder in due course had paid also a consideration in exchange for the promissory note. What are the functional negotiable instruments? So already that functions is for the substitute the money, for the to increase the circulation of money. 21. Can a promissory note be valid against a maker who issued said note to the true threat of blackmail? I had said that in a promissory note or a bill of exchange, the consideration should be always legal. If the consideration is illegal, like threat or blackmail, or in exchange for a in exchange for anything illegal, then it is not valid. We go now to question 22. Is the blank check issued by a ninong be valid when given to a newlywed couple as a gift? Remember, issued, meaning it was signed by the ninong, and given, meaning it was delivered. So remember, if the blank check always should be signed. In order to be valid, it also has to be delivered. So here in question number 22, it is a valid negotiable instrument. It's a valid check. So the newlywed is authorized to fill it up according to what they have agreed upon. So that's our quiz. Remember, as I have said, you should have watched my lecture, because some of your students did not watch, just read this. As I have said, it's very difficult because it's very confusing. Because this section, sometimes we do not know where they start, and the stipulation, or rather the provisions of this law, sometimes they keep on repeating itself and you get confused. Who is the drawer, who is the maker? So at least the more we have to read, the more we have to watch the lecture, or to read the reviewer, or to watch to read the books. Then it's for you to remember that when you in the review of the negotiable instrument, when you reach 4th year, you will be doing more